Hi everybody, today's a quick little job because it's miserable outside and I don't fancy tackling a job too big today, so it's just a simple one. Is that on this Moto Guzzi V50 Mark II, one thing that's been bugging me for a while now was the state of this starter motor, the finish of the paintwork. I'll show it to you now. Somebody in the past has tried to paint it and there's all that crackle glazing on there. So what I propose to do today is to whip the starter motor off, paint strip this back and see if I can give it a coat of black matte or satin paint, and we'll do a before and after. So it's come off, it's quite straightforward. There was a 30mm bolt at the top here, and at the bottom for some reason it's a through bolt with a nut on the end. I don't know whether that's the way it comes or whether the thread had been stripped out and they stuck a bolt through. I'll have to have a look at the diagram in the manual to see whether that's correct. But anyway, it holds it on, so I suppose it doesn't make too much of a difference. And then there's one 30mm nut on the top of the solenoid, and that's it. And as you can see, it's all a bit gnarly, but the condition's fine. If you look inside, it all looks fine. The starter motor's been working fine. I just want to tidy it up because I don't know the look of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tape up the front here so I don't get any paint strippers. I'm going to use the paint stripper and an old paintbrush and strip all this paint away. Shouldn't take too long, and then I'll show you when that's done. There it is. I'm just leaving the paint stripper on there for a while. I didn't bother taping up the end because it's actually quite easy to keep it where it needs to be, and to be honest, it's acting as a pretty decent cleaner, but it doesn't take long. I don't know what paint was used before, but like it's just, you know, coming away straight away. So I'll just leave it on there 5 or 10 minutes. As you can see there, look at that, wonderful. All right, I bet you this comes up well in the end. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Let's see how we're getting on. Well, after a lot of scrubbing, cleaning and tea, we eventually get to this. You could go as far as you like, but I'm down to a decent enough surface. It's been degreased. I'm just letting that evaporate away, and then I'll start taping up, I think, for the acid etch primer, which I'll pass on there, but I'll show you that once it's taped up when I'm ready. What I've now done is I've taped up all the bits I don't want to get primer on, which is the base, the mating surface here, and around the electrical connections on this side, because you need to get down here. Let's give that a little prime. Oh, I've missed a bit there. I'll have to do that. And what I'm going to do is I've got lots of templates here. I've found one with the right hole, and I can stand the I'll clamp that to the bench and I can stand that in the hole so I can paint it from above, and I'll give it a little etch prime and I'll show you when that's done. Okay, so I've come outside to give it a little coat of primer, and there it is. It's a bit blowy and damp, so I'm under a covering here, so I'll let that dry off and then give it a little black satin finish. Well, there it is, all sprayed up. That's come up pretty well. I mean, you could spend hours trying to get this perfect, but that's not what I'm after. I'm just looking to have something that looks decent enough, and that looks like a huge improvement from the previous image, which you'll see in a minute. Yeah, I'll let it dry and whip it on the bike and see what it looks like finished. There it is, back on the bike, all done, and I'm very happy with that. If you can remember the one, how it was, should I say, at the beginning, I'll leave you a little image in a second. Compared to this, that's come up really well. Simple job on a miserable day. What do you think?